We have gathered here today to talk about the burning question, which is the power of play in early childhood education. And today we have with us two passionate educators who've been in this field for more than 15 years. We have a mother and a teacher and a grandmother, and we are here to all share our views on this topic. Now, ma'am, when we talk about early childhood education, the phrase power of play comes very often. What does the power of play truly mean to you in the context of early childhood education?
That's a very good question. So when you say power of play, so that means play is powerful. When a child plays, he has a magical wand in his hand. He sees the entire world with a lens of curiosity, exploration, and all his senses get involved while playing.
Very true. Yeah.
So he's just not playing, he's pretending, he's collaborating, he's emotionally getting stronger, he's understanding the world around him through various means. So for example, he is playing with the blocks and he has a friend along with him and they're building a big tower, and when they're building a tower, it's just not building, they're learning to balance it. First of all, then they see if it's at a particular height, it's just going to fall. So they learn to stop at that place. They know this is where I have to stop. They're learning how to problem solve. Another person is also building a tower. Together they're comparing heights. So imagine so many things are learned while just playing. He didn't even need a book. He didn't even need a question. It just flows simple. And also, if I'm taking a block like this, I'm looking at it with an imaginative lens. I'm thinking, what is it? Is it a block? Oh my God, it can be a stage for me. So beautiful. Mom, this is a stage. And he starts building a stage. So it's all about imagination and creativity. Now, do you believe me that power of play is something which each and every child has a birthright to? He should be given
Absolutely
that.
agree. Yeah.
So good. Does your chart teach everything? Just whatever there is on the chart. But here the child goes beyond play. So it's a wonderful tool. Let your child play.
Yes, I agree fully.
Imagination
Charts
is also
are
improved.
yes. Charts are totally, they lack imagination to a large extent. So giving them blocks to play, and earlier also connected with this point where you said they are comparing heights. So
Math.
I think yes, it leads to maths.
Maths.
Yeah.
True.
How much, how tall, how short.
How many blocks did I put in?
Yeah.
Even then they are doing drawing also. Sometimes we tell, okay, the sky is blue. So they said, no, sky is red. Okay, what is
Accept
your
it.
imagination? That
Yes.
is good.
Accept
what
it.
he is thinking, we don't know. But maybe something coming in his
Absolutely.
mind.
Yes.
So there
in the
is
evening
no
during
right.
the sunset, maybe it is pink, it is
Yeah.
red,
Yes.
it is of
Yes.
various
This
colors.
imagination.
So normally we just allow them just to do whatever you want to do, because with this maybe they are learning what we are not teaching also.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So in play, as you suggested, there is no right, there is no wrong. It's just perspectives. So we want them to come up with this. The critical thinking power blooms with this kind of play. So let your child play is the only thing that comes in my mind.
Yeah.
And why is play so essential in early childhood rather than just a break from learning or an added activity?
So I would ask you, when the child is playing, you think he's playing or do you think he's learning? Or do you think he's playing and learning together? What do you think?
The child might be playing and learning together.
How about
Absolutely.
learning from play? Is that a perspective too?
Everything comes through play. When the child is playing, he is opening his view to a broader world around him. It's not limited to that space. He's understanding the world around him. So it's the play which teaches him to be more independent, more curious, getting more answers, and he's also manipulating. He knows that if I do this, it's not going to work, but if I do it this way, it's going to work. He's also understanding while playing, I have to give her a chance. If I don't give her a chance, I will not get 1. So he's learning to be emotionally stable. He's also learning to be socially aware of the friends around him, the peers.
Yeah, he's asking so many questions also.
He's asking
While
questions.
playing also, he's asking so many questions also.
Absolutely.
So that we are giving answer to learning there.
उर्मिला जी, आपके टाइम पे जब ये आपके बच्चे बड़े हो रहे थे तो what was the thought process at that time? कुछ ऐसा साइंस बैकिंग भी था जो अभी आज है कि ये समझा रहा है कि भाई यू नो प्ले इज इम्पोर्टेंट इन अ चाइल्ड्स लाइफ?
नहीं, मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि बच्चों को खेलते खेलते बच्चे अगर सीखते हैं, उससे बढ़ के एजुकेशन कोई नहीं है. फोर्सली आप उसको बच्चों को बिठा के आप सिखाएंगे,
हाँ,
वो खाली एक लिमिटेड चीज जो आप सिखा रहे हैं वो लर्न कर रहा है, बट वाइल प्लेइंग वो इतनी चीज़ें सीख रहा है जो शायद हम इसको बैठ के नहीं सिखाते. तो फॉर मी द लर्निंग बाय प्लेइंग that is more important than sitting and you are
Perfect,
That's a
perfect.
great thing that someone from that generation is understanding
what is
something
happening.
which is, yes, and something that is backed by science today.
Yes, science, research, everything. Yes,
that
yes,
is
yes.
I think you all did a very fantastic job with your children, but do you do the same thing with your grandchild?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Do you get anxious when he falls down? Do you get anxious that he is learning to read and write? हो रहा है कि नहीं ये सब? आपको ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं पढ़ाई करनी फॉर्मली अच्छी बात है या फिर
नहीं? What his age, what is in his age, he is just going to complete 3. He is learning so many things. He is going to sometime dadu, to sometime chacha, sometime chachi, and they all are teaching in a different way.
Absolutely.
So but he is alone to learn all these things. So he is learning, and he know how to behave with dadi, how to behave with dadu, and how to get things from dadi and dadu.
I'll tell you a cutest way.
Regulation.
So he associates
emotional
dadu
regulation, what we were discussing.
with TV. He associates his dadu with TV, and now he has fixed TV time. So he will go and talk in थोड़ा सा दिखा दो, 5 मिनट के लिए दिखा दो, 10 मिनट के. So and they are talking and they are negotiating.
Yeah,
and they are coming
bargaining.
to a common conclusion कि okay, now you'll be allowed for 5 minutes.
Yes.
So while even talking to his grandfather, he's learning to negotiate and bring him to his terms.
Yes.
So
that's the power of joint family. I would also say that.
Yes, very true, very true. At that one go, the child is exposed to so many emotions and he feels so protected when he knows that I can bargain with somebody like this.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is why the play is very important. Not to stop to playing children's ki nahi, you are not going to play. You have to sit and you have to write this and no. This is, I feel personally it's not fair with the children's.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They should learn little timing. What the Astha just now told ki yes, they should know the timings. Ki this time we are going to do this and that. You going to go beyond that. Watching TV and then learning something and that something. That should be there.
So
because
there should be a balance between visual, auditory
Yes.
listening,
Yes.
and kinesthetic. So games are a very integral part of their growing up. So if a common kind of a balance is maintained, the child grows very naturally. It's called a walk strategy. Like you learn through visuals, through listening to instructions, and also through exploring the environment around you.
Right.
So all is an integral part of learning. It is like a building stone.
True.
Yes, yes.
So now we spoke about the power of play, but I would also like to ask, is there a science and brain research that tells us about how children learn through play?
Oh yes, very much. Like we all know, there's a lot of research going on in the brain section, how a brain is functioning and what more can it do and what is not allowed and all that. We know this, that the brain functions is only using about 1/6 portion of it. So how much can the brain actually do? We know about neurons. Neurons are these brain cells that are there, and as soon as a baby is born, his brain or her brain would have a billion number of brain cells. Can you imagine that? So many neurons just, can I use the word, dancing in the brain over there? Yes. So yes, there is definite research that these neurons, when activated and when synaptic connections are made, you understand what synaptic connections are? It's when a few neurons will be able to communicate and connect with each other. Mind you, they don't ever touch. Mind you, they don't ever touch. It's actually the neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are a few chemicals inside the brain which actually help connect these neurons. So until, it works in tandem. You have neurons, you have synapses, and you have neurotransmitters. So until all three work together, the synaptic connections in a child's brain will not be made and learning will not take place. Learning takes place when the synaptic connections are strong and there's a lot of emotion involved. Don't forget emotion. Emotion is a big word. So there is a lot of learning taking place when the neural connections are made and when there is a lot of emotion and repetition. Repetition is what is going to make the neural connections very strong.
That validates, like if a child is asking for the same story again and again and again.
Absolutely.
That's what
Do you remember your children's, aapko shayad na yaad ho, you may remember because your children are younger, is when you're holding him or her in your arms and he has this chabi from your purse, supposing, and he drops it down. And then you're like, okay, here goes, bhool se tumne gira diya. Then he says, okay, he throws it again and you go down and pick it up again. And abhi bahut ho gaya, you come to this point. But actually he's made it a play. वो पहले जो उससे भूल से हो गया था, अभी उसको उसने गेम बना दिया है. Yeah. And he's enjoying the power that he gets. When he sees, okay, my mom who was not paying attention to me now is now having to bend down and pick it up. So that repetition jo hai, that's when his connections are being strengthened. Yeah, so what looks like punishment to us probably is not really punishment for him. You need to keep the perspective, as you said, of the child always in mind.
Right.
Yeah, that answers the question?
Yes, pretty much.
Ma'am, so how does play support overall brain development, especially in the first 8 years of life?
Look, there are several parts of the brain, and you have the prefrontal cortex and you have the perifrontal cortex. There are so many parts of the brain, and each brain has a specific function. And in the young age, that is 0 to 6 years of age, when you actually provide a lot of emotion to the child and you provide a lot of play to the children, all these functions of the brain are activated, where your skills like problem solving, as you say, as she referred to blocks, we've just concluded one traffic
Role play kind of
traffic
thing.
role play in the school, where you get to be, this is fairly common in all schools, so you get to be a person driving a car, so we direct the children, take a left. How do we do it? We don't talk so much. Over here we provide them visual cues, the arrow is pointing towards the left, so go towards the left. Okay, the child goes towards the left. Then we say horn bajao, children love all those things. Yeah, the horn bajate hain, theek hai. Arey, abhi idhar horn nahi bajana hai aapko. Why? Because yahan school hai, hospital hai. Yeah, and you put the sign no horn, cancel, the cross that is there. Yeah, and then you say, okay, now the car moves from here, and now you're basically making pathways practically in the school, but you're also making pathways in the brain. Neural pathways, they are called. Yeah. The brain is absorbing a lot of information. Sights, sounds, all the 5 senses are fully activated, especially when you do these kinds of role plays, you call it, or
Pretend play.
yeah, pretend play. Yeah.
Right. Now, does play or the method of learning through play, does that prepare children for future schooling and even develop life skills such as problem solving, collaboration and emotional regulation?
That's an absolutely answered, the question is answered there itself.
In fact, it does it better,
It
right?
does it better
Than your worksheets.
because she already said how the brain functions, and now since the brain functions in a very stereotypical way, the child makes the connection through play. So curiosity is built, problem solving skills is built, they are built, then they learn how to balance, their physical body is built because of play with the physical play. All the skills come into place when they are play, simple play. They're also learning emotional and social support, and they're learning the world around them. Why? Because they have now come to a conclusion that in a group I have to manage myself. So they manipulate, they agree, they disagree, they have a conflict. They learn to solve the conflict, everything happens. So all the skills are developed only through play.
True. Okay. And what are some skills, specific skills that children develop through play that a traditional worksheet method might not be able to provide them?
That's a beautiful question. So when you're doing a worksheet, you all know that you're looking, your eyes are being involved, you're writing, and of course you have things in your brain which you're reproducing on a worksheet, and you're following the direction. So you're only doing what has been taught or told to you to do as per the worksheet. You're only following the worksheet pattern. But when you're playing, is it bound by anything?
No.
There are no boundaries. The
no
world is a canvas for them.
Yes.
Right.
Paint
Yes.
however you want
Yes,
it.
true.
So it's a
Totally
beautiful way to allow them to explore at till 8 years is the perfect time. Then you won't understand that how beautifully the child transitions on his own to abstract form of learning, that is a worksheet base. Because you gave him enough of practice of concrete, you did it through pictures, and now you're doing an abstract form of learning which is called a CPA approach.
Yeah.
That's how a child learns. So that's how everything in their life goes from concrete to pictorial and to abstract form. And it's a transition. By then, they all know that this is how learning happens seamlessly.
Yes.
They've reached that
absolutely.
stage.
Right, right.
And it won't be difficult for the mother to then tell him to do the worksheet because he's loving it.
Yes.
He's already got it. He's confident
So
about it.
that's what we were discussing when we were doing this traffic lesson plan. We were discussing, I also want to do the next stage, because traffic for us, if you come to the real life for us adults, is going from bad to worse. You have a lot of two-wheelers, you have a lot of four-wheelers and rickshaws and everything just crowding the road. Road rage is such an important topic nowadays.
Right.
Everybody, jara si touch kya hogi gaadi to everyone's out with their knives and swords. Yeah, why you did this to my car?
Right.
I think as an educator, there's something that needs to be done, and we can do it. We can help this new generation.
So they lack empathy, the fact that someone could make a mistake.
Yes.
And we, as humans, we are also unable to say sorry when it is our mistake. It takes so much courage nowadays to say sorry.
Absolutely
which
right.
is such a small thing. You did a mistake and it's okay to own up to it and apologize for it, and for the other person to understand that situation and empathize with you and to move on from it. But no, what happens is you have ego and they have ego, and you will come out and fight with each other,
Yeah,
and
very
nobody will agree that it was either of their mistakes.
But for the child, how does it work? They don't have big egos. They do have their egos. Nowadays,
Yes,
even the children don't come up with sorry so easily. They have their egos. But how do we as educators resolve it? We make the third environment, that's our homeroom, into a beautiful place where conflicts, your emotional outburst, your feelings are tackled in such a beautiful way that each child feels relaxed in the homeroom. If I have a problem with one person, come with me, Nikita, I want to have a word with you. Go to the conflict resolution corner. Why did you push me when I was using the washroom? Do you have an answer for that?
Yeah, I was not okay. My mood was not good.
Okay, next time please be careful, okay?
Yes,
You're
I'm
my
so
best
sorry.
friend.
Yes.
Let's hug each other. That's the way a child resolves conflict, because he's there in that space where there is a conflict resolution happening. So he just comes up with a very simple solution. They do a handshake, they hug each other, they say sorry to each other, but we cannot pass any judgments. We shouldn't be near them at all. Let them do it by themselves.
But are they able to do it themselves? Do
They
you have to
are.
regulate it?
So there
little
are cue
bit?
cards. You
Okay.
show them. Do you show them the cue cards? This is a cue card. If you want to resolve the conflict by shaking hands, that's one thing. If you want to to resolve the conflict by giving a hug or by showing a heart like this or saying sorry. It's up to you, but you can resolve the way you want it, and you make a choice. So they have a choice of tools. You have explained them everything, and they really go
Or
beyond
maybe
it.
this will
They
go by
will-
act also. By
they
act also.
surprise
Some
you.
two elders also, they will do the same act. So they will
course.
learn.
They go home and they tell their parents, Mom, what is wrong? Dad, you both are arguing. Why don't you go to the conflict resolution corner? Come back with a happy heart, hug each other and come. So there are children who will go and tell the same thing to their
Yes.
parents because they've seen it working.
Because
That's the
children
magic.
always share their world. If they come from home and they're coming to
Yes.
school, they share their world over there with the
Yes.
teachers.
True.
So when they go from school to home, they share
share
this
connection.
world. They share what they learn.
Yes.
And even if they don't share, because a lot of parents have this concern, वो कुछ बोलता ही नहीं है, बताता ही नहीं है. Even then, some learning that has happened whilst play, or even if it's teacher-led play, the child is always able to comprehend and then apply in later life. So trying to connect to this conflict resolution where these two kids did, I hope when they grow up, and should such a situation occur where the cars are
Yes.
scraping each other and some
Absolutely.
metal is gone, they're able to say, hey boss, it's
happens.
okay.
It
It happens.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they learn to regulate their feelings because
Yes.
the first instinct is to bring the sword out. But if the child is emotionally stable, he instantly thinks that what's the point? Why am I doing this? And he learns to breathe and calm himself down because he's been taught like that from the beginning when he was a young child. And we want the citizens to be like that, right?
Yes.
So that's the beauty of childhood learning, social emotional learning in the early years.
I tell you, such a topic you have picked, Astha. Power of play. I mean, this can go on and on and on. Like, there are so many kinds of play, you
Of
know, if you
course.
want to know. Indoor play, outdoor play,
Role play,
role
guided play.
Oh, yeah.
guided
Free
play.
play.
Sensory play, well,
Very important.
very important.
For me, my child loves sensory play. He loves to touch, feel, get himself dirty, whether it's paint,
yeah,
mud,
yeah.
and he loves it.
Yeah, and that what is he learning from that? From sensory play, his actually is again like science. His neurons are activated, stimulated, and he's learning to explore and see how does each and every material
Texture
feel.
feels.
The texture feels.
Right.
You have heard so many of them not liking this, not liking the feel of this apple is not good. This feel because somewhere they're not exposed to this kind of sensory materials.
Right.
So now at early age, if we expose them through their legs, through their feet, through their hands, through their even the face, they learn to accept those kind of connections. That we can say the neurotic connections.
Yeah, neural connections.
Neural
Neurotic has a different connotation altogether.
The neural
Neural
connections,
connections,
are made.
yeah,
So they learn to accept things and tolerate things and be more flexible in the end.
Right.
Yeah.
We were talking about how worksheets cannot do justice to what kids learn while playing. I have another concern, which is a big concern for parents today, that is writing, because they believe writing is one way that the child is learning and that is how they judge. Now, can you expand a little bit as to how do we know when a child is developmentally ready to write? And why is it important to wait until he is ready?
Yes, so I would say that a child is, when do you come to know when the child is ready?
Yeah, how do you come to know?
So you basically are training them from the beginning with lot of pre-writing skills. So there is lot of material given to them to explore with. So there are things that a teacher at a preschool or a playgroup gives them to tear paper, to use Play-Doh, so to develop these muscles, the pincer grip.
Right.
Then they are given a lot of sensory things to play around to develop strength in this muscle and their posture, and they are taught how to sit erect. Everything developmentally is leading them to write. Now, if we prepone that stage they're not ready yet. They're still developing their muscles. We're giving them a lot of exposures. We are telling them to pick up small things, big things, lacing, beading. Lot of exposure is given to them. But yet, each child learns at a different pace. He is now forced to do the same thing before the time has come. What happens? He's physically not, Spencer is not ready, but no, holding hands, write, you have to write. Now the child starts disliking
Writing.
to write.
Yeah.
That goes a long way later on when the formal schooling happens. He or she does not like to write because at that time he has developed a disliking towards writing. The confidence has been shattered. He doesn't know that exactly that if I'm writing, I'm not able to match up with my friend. My mother keeps on telling me, write. I'm not able to write it. So he's basically low on confidence, and now we are telling him to go further away in grade 1, 2, 3, 4. And the child is still not writing. He's not happy to write. He's happy to talk, but he's not happy to write. So Nikita's daughter is the best example. If you want to explain what happened to your daughter, that would be perfect.
So she was very young when I put her in school, and she was not ready to write. I did not know this about this, preparing the grip before exposing them.
Yeah.
So I, like other mothers, I also started her to push her to write. Like, come on, start writing, try. But she was not ready, and I kind of forced her to write, which has a very bad impact on her, and now her handwriting is not good, and she resents writing.
Yes. So it's a dislike and a resent which has been developed.
So ma'am,
Can
basically,
I add
please
a
go
little
ahead.
bit here? What Ketna was talking about, the clay dough and giving things to manipulate in the hand, those are all fine motor skills. I'm just going to expand a little bit on this, is that because parents who are listening to us may not know about this. Those who are not in the field of early childhood education may not know so much about it. So these are fine motor skills, and these cannot develop with the concurrent development of the gross motor skills. Your gross motor skills are large motor skills, things that you use your legs for, your arms for, where you play football with your legs, you kick them, you throw the ball. All these are large motor skills. So if your arms are not fully developed as per the age, and you force the child, likho, chalo likho, there's no fun because the whole body has not developed. So this is not going to reach here. It's going to be forced learning.
Yes.
Forced learning meaning, I just want to connect again back to the neurotransmitters and the synaptic connections. Forced learning means emotion is foggy in the child's brain. मम्मी बता रही है मुझे करना है, पर मेरे से हो नहीं रहा है. टीचर भी स्कूल में बोल रहे हैं, मैं क्या करूँ? तो what happens is stress.
Yes.
And stress inhibits all kinds of learning.
Yeah.
So you, instead of helping the child, you actually put him back a couple of years.
True.
And then you have to go ahead and undo the damage.
Exactly.
I also had a question. I think कल हम बात कर रहे थे, तो you explained very well that there is a science behind how your fingers are actually one of the last body parts to develop completely.
Yes. This is called, thank you so much. This is Sudocodel. The body is developing from head to toe, and obviously this is distal, away from the body.
Right.
So ये सब develop होगा, and फिर ये आएगा, और फिर ये last में आएगा.
So basically fingers develop होने से पहले आपका पूरा
form
body develop हो
yes,
जाना
true,
चाहिए.
Definitely.
And you need to
And
wait.
you can develop this fingers with the clay, with the
बस वही.
आटे का
So
dough,
आटे का डो मटर
and
छीलने से,
Oh, yeah.
simple thing like मटर छीलना,
Peeling
This
potatoes.
what regular routine we are doing
लाइफ
at a
स्किल्स,
man.
लाइफ स्किल्स, दैट्स इट. बच्चे जो आप करते हो, बच्चों को भी वो दे दो करने के लिए, वो बच्चा उससे भी उसकी स्किल्स सेट हो जाती है, मसल टोन सेट हो जाता है.
ये है कि बच्चों को
देयर इज अ
stop
डिफरेंस
नहीं
दैट शी
करना
सेड
चाहिए.
कि ये फाइन मोटर स्किल है. उसके बाद आता है प्री राइटिंग स्किल्स. ये फाइन मोटर हमने मसल डेवलप किया. अभी बच्चे को फॉर्म नहीं आता है. जैसे हम कर्व्स बनाते हैं, हम माउंटेन पैटर्न्स बनाते हैं, वो सब बच्चे को अभी भी दिमाग में इट्स नॉट consolidated in their brain. So we draw lines and they decorate, like again, abstract, pictorial,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
concrete, abstract and pictorial comes in picture. So you start with the CP approach, you give them concrete material to Play-Doh to form the line with them, and then you give a periphery like a shape of a circle or a square, and then tell the child to color it.
in.
Okay, so now you're giving a pictorial form where the child is ready to color, he's enjoying it, and he also knows that I have to color within the line.
Right.
Then comes abstract learning. You tell him to draw a shape, you draw a triangle, he will be able to do it on his own. So then comes the pre-writing. First fine motors, then pre-writing. Now the child is ready to go ahead in life.
Okay.
I have
So,
just something.
developmental stages.
Just something that I have sometimes noticed कि कभी कभी कुछ पेरेंट्स होते हैं जो आके बोलते हैं कि हम तो इतना मेहनत करते हैं अपने बच्चे के साथ में बट उसका डेवलपमेंट नहीं होता है एंड दे कंपेयर समटाइम्स प्रोबेबली टू अ मदर who is keeping her child busy with herself खाना बनाते समय या कुछ काम करते समय but उसका बच्चा has gotten better.
Okay.
But what after speaking with you I realized कि because वो बच्चा अपनी मॉम के साथ में शायद किचन में है उसके skills pincer skills better develop हुए.
Absolutely.
तो जब वो लिखने लगा it was much easier for him to grasp and rather compared to a parent who has been very involved with the child कि मुझे बच्चे को टाइमली सिखाना है लिखाना है and they straight away started with a pen and the child started struggling with it without actually having their grip being developed at that
See
time.
the difference. You saw the difference.
Yes,
you know?
but I would also like to point this out that it's not just simple development of gross motor and fine motor.
Right.
There are a lot of factors that go into development of a body and growth of the child. There are things like genes, of course, where the child is coming from, and diet and nutrition play a big role.
True.
Very important role. And the eyesight. Sometimes for reading also, we were talking about writing, let me talk about reading also.
Right.
Child is not ready, not prepared for reading.
Reading, yeah.
उसको दिख नहीं रहा है maybe, you know, उसको सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है what you're asking the child to do.
Right.
So then how is he going to perform? And then we are so quick to judging.
Right.
So we need to keep all these factors in mind.
Yeah.
True.
A lot of factors are at play.
You know, what is the role of educators in learning environments? So during play, should they observe, guide or actively participate a child when they are doing something?
So
What as educators, what should we be doing?
So like take a live example, okay, now we have a block play ready over there, and now as an educator I have something in my mind. I have decided that the child has to build towers as big as possible, the other child has to also build towers as big. Now that's my mindset.
Right.
Now I'll actively keep on telling him, make big towers, but the child doesn't want to make big towers. He wants to make a castle, he wants to make a different structure. So now if I'm active, I'll keep on telling him, and the child doesn't want to do it. But if I am deciding to be an observer, like a facilitator, as a facilitator I have provided him with a rich environment over here. I have put this kind of blocks, I have put different kind of blocks, I have put magnetites, and my objective is just building blocks. Whatever structure they want to come up with, that becomes easier for me. The child is playing and I'm just observing, I'm just making my notes. Wow, he took turn. She's so empathetic. He actually was playing with it, but the child was looking at it, and she said, okay, you play first. She knows the value. She's so empathetic towards him, and he's taking turns. He's allowing the other person to play, but this child is snatching away things. I'm making my notes. That's it. So I'm an observer, and I am making notes about how the child is reacting to play around. So this kind of environment allows me to be a better observer than me involved in the play, that the child is just following my instructions.
Oh, that is
The
lovely.
play has gone from it.
Yes,
The free flow play has gone from it.
So now, why do you think that
So much
early
stress.
childhood education requires a completely different approach compared to the formal learning in later years?
Yes, because this approach, if not given at the right time to them, they as an individual, they are not growing, they are not gauging how the world looks beyond the pen and paper. They just, from the beginning, they've just looked into a kind of a book, a kind of a paper, and kind of this is my writing, this is my reading, I have to excel in this, I have not seen anything around. And when they grow up, you have cases that they are not able to face the world.
Do you think that play is sometimes misunderstood or undervalued by parents and society and even teachers? Do you
Yes, very, very, very
you agree to that?
misunderstood.
Yes.
Yes. But we need not take a harsh view of this. It's just that our society, I mean, our country especially, we've been through a lot of changes.
Yes.
Okay, we've been through a lot of changes. It's now that we're also free, and of course, internet has helped us so much. Play is often misunderstood by the older generation because the effects, the good effects of play are not seen. They're not visible. Immediately तो नहीं, yeah, they're not seen. जैसे हम cricket भी खेलते हैं, supposing outdoor play, that is now not indoor play I'm talking. Cricket भी खेलते हैं वो, तो you know you have to wait for your turn. I'm talking about the little ones. You know you have to wait for your turn. You're talking about throwing a ball in a particular direction. All these skill sets and all, they're taken for granted because the parents have learned that learning happens when you're sitting like how we're sitting and reading and learning. This is there in the mind.
बच्चा टेबल पे चेयर पे बैठा है और स्कूल में एक तरफ टीचर को देख रहा है तो ही वो सीख रहा है.
और हालांकि we know that learning is happening anytime, everywhere nowadays.
Exactly. And especially only 2 to 3 hours in school. What about the 20 hours at home? वहाँ सबसे ज़्यादा learning हो रही है बच्चे की.
सबसे बड़ा स्कूल है.
हाँ.
Even that मैं तो बोलती not for the children, even the at my age also, if I go somewhere and I see something, then I feel कि yes, I have to learn this thing. I don't know कि this thing also has to be very important in my life.
You are a lifelong learner.
Yes.
Nobody stops learning.
Yes.
We all are lifelong learners, and we have curiosity to learn even today at whatever age. Even if I'm 80 years old, I'm still learning to learn a new recipe. Okay, so it is important that we be curious. ये बच्चों को देना पड़ता है, हमको opportunity देनी.
When we bind them, हम उनका curiosity kill करते जाते हैं कि नहीं ये ऐसा ही है.
Shutting it down. That's true.
So how can we make parents understand that playing is not just fun? It is a very powerful form of learning.
We can involve them in a lot of play of the children, invite them to schools to be participants, to be partners in the progress of their children, be open and transparent about the way our school is functioning. What is wrong in it? It's because who else is most interested in their child?
A parent.
And the teachers. And the teachers. So partnership is so like very natural.
It has to be there.
Yes.
Parent and school partnership is very important.
Yeah, that is one way. Another way is constantly having new works happening in the school and updating them. If sometimes many parents are working, and they can't make it to school to be part of it, doesn't matter. We update them regularly. This is what is happening. Our child is doing this.
We can share an anecdote that this one was doing this and he enjoyed it and he remembered it and he recollected it. So by that is how he learned this.
Absolutely.
So maybe by giving an example, an anecdote.
Yes, definitely. It helps them to connect with their child. Remember that emotion is very important now. Emotional quotient is a new topic and all of us are struggling. New IQ, yes, absolutely.
EQ is the new IQ.
More cherished than the IQ. Because
we all went through COVID, right? Remember how we all panicked when our loved ones had to go through it or we had to go through it. So that has taught us some very important things, that emotion is very important and we need to educate ourselves. Half of us don't know what we're going through. Are we getting bored, or are we confused, or what are we doing? Are we happy? How happy are we? How sad are you? So it's good thing to talk about emotions, talk to children about them, make them aware of it. Then they know how to deal with it.
So when a child is hungry, like she said it, right? If the child is hungry and doesn't know, he's throwing a fit around, is rolling on the floor, is doing things around, just hold him. Just hold him from his shoulder very softly and tell him, name the emotion, you are hungry, since you're hungry, you're frustrated, let us eat something and then let's talk. So instant reaction changes because he feels the pressure on his shoulder, he calms down a bit, you label the emotion that you're frustrated because you're hungry, you're going to cater to hunger first, so the emotion changes.
Yes.
Very
I think
true.
first of all, the hungry is such an emotion that can make anybody angry and frustrated. Which I won't go back only.
2 years back only, my grandson, he did the same thing with me. So I know this, एकदम पता चलता है.
Okay, but you know what the good thing is? That the government has now acknowledged and accepted how important the early years of a child is. And that's how they have regulated it as well through National Education Policy 2020.
2020, absolutely.
Could you elaborate a little bit on it, what the policy states for schools, educators and parents when it comes to play-based learning?
Yes, they have acknowledged the importance of play, and not just outdoor play. We all know the benefits of outdoor play, right? Physical development, breathing in good clean air, you get good stronger lungs, your social skills, all these things have been accepted by the government, and that's why they have increased the number of years of early childhood education from 0 to 8 years, which was previously 0 to 6 years. Yeah, so NEP 2020 recognizes that, and also they have advised for indoor play also. They have said that that is not a waste of time at all, because when the child is playing indoors with the parents, any one of the parents is also fine, there's a lot of emotional bonding that is taking place. So this is a big leap for all of us, that emotions have been recognized. If you recall, happiness index of a country has just been recently introduced. Nobody recognized or understood what happiness index of a country is. Nobody. So why are we recognizing happiness? Is because these are emotions, yes. And for a government to accept that, अब तक तो क्या कर रहे थे? Balance of payments. मेरे पास कितना पैसा है, देश के पास
GDP and all of that.
how much
Per capita income, GDP.
how much gold we have and how much we don't have, yeah, and how many tariffs to levy. So वो सब अभी, now you're looking at the heart, you're looking at how emotions help, simply because an emotionally strong base in a child's life, and the mother's life, and the mothers and fathers, they both depend a lot on children, and children depend a lot on them. So a strong, happy family is going to make for a stronger, happier society. A stronger, happier society will make for a stronger, happier nation.
Absolutely.
Yeah? True.
Yes.
True. So that's a very important.
That's a bigger picture. That's a bigger picture.
Yes, and the great thing is that we are acknowledging it and we are working towards a common goal.
That's right.
That's
Yes,
good.
yes. No longer is it about how much money do you have, or no longer is it that, of course, finance, money, everything is important, but these things are also important.
Now I think we've had a really good discussion. Let's just
Thank you
briefly-
so much, Asta, for inviting us.
for inviting us
It was
on the
great to
panel.
have you on board, Urmila ji. It's so nice to have the perspective of an invested grandparent. Yeah. Parents,
And,
of course, are interested.
Absolutely, मतलब हम as parents, we always are only thinking the best for the child, and we are sometimes on a single track. हम उसके आगे आजू बाजू की चीज नहीं देख पाते. But as grandparents, they see a wider perspective, I think.
Yes, definitely.
And जब भी वो बच्चे के साथ interact कर रहे होते हैं, they think about much more than what we are capable
Able to
of as
see
parents.
much further away.
Yes.
than
The
how much we are.
grandparents now, they have a time.
Yeah.
Right.
The mother and father, they are busy, some other works also, some
Yes.
socialization,
Correct.
and so many works are there.
Yes,
But as a grandparents, now we have to play with our grandchild and to teach
जो
them
आप
जो हम
अपने
हमारे
बच्चों के साथ,
बच्चों के
हाँ?
साथ नहीं कर पाए, now we want to do with our grandchild.
Yes,
So
definitely.
true.
Very valuable, yes.
It's a balanced, our society, that's why they say in India the societies are quite balanced.
Yeah.
Abroad, if you see in many societies, they don't have grandparents in the family. But here, we have a balanced family approach, and that works very well for the little children. Very well.
100%. Yes.
Now
True,
that we are
true.
coming to an end of this discussion, I would just like to go around quickly and have one thing that you might want to change about how early learning is approached today. if you know one thing जो आपको लगता हो कि शायद बच्चों को नहीं या इस अप्रोच से बच्चे को नहीं कराना चाहिए in today's world.
So asking me, I would say that I want to bring that Gurukul system back into our nation, where we had a kind of an open space where the children learn and sitting under the banyan tree. They had explorations and looking at the things around them, the trees how they grow, the birds how they fly, the nature, the sky, the sun, the shadows. They learn a lot of things.
Nature is the best
hands-on.
teacher.
Nature is the best. Even I
So,
believe कि
that's a lovely
जितने
thought,
बच्चे
yeah.
nature में जाएंगे
इतना-
and they are going to be very calm also.
Yes, because
when
they're
they are
connected
with
to
the nature,
nature.
so they are listening and looking vision and this all going to be improved.
तो ये क्या होता है कि इससे एक हम जो ब्रिटिशर्स आए उन्होंने एक फैक्ट्री मेड प्रोडक्ट पैदा करना शुरू कर दिया। एक क्लासरूम में सबको बिठा दिया, एक बुक दे दी, यही पढ़ना है, ये एग्जाम में आना है। एक जैसे एक शू बनते रहते हैं, वैसे इंजीनियर्स बनते रहते हैं, डॉक्टर्स बनते रहते हैं, क्योंकि बुक में से पढ़ते रहते हैं, एग्जाम देते रहते हैं, पास होते रहते हैं। तो ये हमको तोड़ के कुछ अलग से आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स करने की मेरी चाह होगी, पता नहीं क्या होगा।
As a grandparent, I also believe the same thing.
Nikita, what is your perspective? आपको क्या change करना है?
I would really love it if parents stop comparing their kids to other kids. One child may be able to write a paragraph, one child may not be able to write even one sentence.
Right.
Stop comparing them.
Very true.
So I
It
would-
breaks their confidence,
Exactly.
right?
मेरी कमीज नहीं, what was that advertisement? उसकी कमीज मेरी कमीज से सफेद
One
कैसे?
shoe size doesn't fit all. That's true.
कोई जरूरी नहीं है जो आज बच्चा एक पैराग्राफ लिख रहा है वो आगे जाके कितना सक्सेस है, जो आज बच्चा एक लाइन नहीं लिख के आ रहा
एक
वो आगे
success.
जाके कहाँ पहुंचेगा ये किसी को नहीं मालूम है। सो at the earlier age not to compare.
Very
with
true.
that.
Yeah, I
Very
agree
nice.
with
That
you,
is
Meena ji.
that is there.
Very true, very true.
What about you, ma'am?
I think we still have a long way to go in terms of societal acceptance of people. Whenever children come to us, as she said, there's comparison, yes, but who you are, what you are, where you come from still seems to matter a lot. How you are behaving. I'm talking of inclusion.
Right.
I'm talking of taking in children from all walks of life.
Right.
Let's not, bar children just because.
They come from a certain.
You take a test. They take a test. The schools take a test. Oh, come. If you pass the test, they put up things around, and if you pass that test, they see. Then they go and see the financial. I think they start with the financial status of the parent.
True.
They start with the
So
financial.
many
Okay.
schools.
So many
So many schools.
are.
Okay, they have a good background. They are stable, and then they take a test. Okay, the child is able to connect, able to play, able to talk, read, write, and then they include the child in the.
But what is the school
mainstream.
going to do then?
What
जब
is the
बच्चे को
school-
सब कुछ पहले से ही आता है, वही देख के you are admitting him. So what are you going to
And
add?
your parents are whether they are educated or
Yeah.
not, and why you are thinking about what the parents are doing. You just see the child.
But inclusion is a new trend, as she already said.
Yeah,
all
that's
the
what I'm
schools are
talking about.
accepting. All the schools are accepting.
Meaning a child coming from having
All
a,
walks of life. from
no,
different-
that goes into the finance part or
Challenging.
socio-economic platform. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about mental challenges that
Yes.
everybody faces.
Challenging child.
Yeah. So that topic should be discussed. Maybe, of course, another time.
Awareness,
Some
Yeah,
other
yeah.
time. Mummy, what do you think? What should we change today?
As a grandmother, I feel कि बच्चों को फोर्स नहीं करना है और बच्चों को जितना आप नेचर पे लेके जाते हो जितना सिखाते हो, क्योंकि मैं बहुत डॉक्टरों से भी कंसल्ट कर चुकी हूँ तो उनका भी यही बोलना रहता है जितना अर्ली स्टेज में बच्चा जितना नेचर से कनेक्ट होएगा वो बच्चा को सिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो बच्चे का इमेजिन कर लो कि वो बच्चा कहाँ पहुँचेगा, बट एट द अर्ली एज डोंट फोर्स.
Very
That
true.
I also believe.
What about you, Asta?
Yes.
Your school.
Yes, I just believe that parents should not do anything under peer pressure.
Okay.
Of what someone else's child is doing, what the trend is. I would say they need to understand the uniqueness of their child and not compare it to other parent or a child or what the others are doing. Rather work on your child, let them bloom into the beautiful, unique individual that they are
Yeah.
meant to be, rather than trying to fit them in a specific mold.
In a mold.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very
So
true.
over here comes the selection of the school.
Right.
Here, when we want the child to bloom at its own pace, not to be compared, so our choices of the school that we are going to enroll the child into should also be related to our the choice that we have made for the child. You want your child to be blooming naturally. Choose a school which allows that kind
Allows
of
that.
product to come out. Don't go for the stereotypical types. Don't go for the school which has that credit. Oh, मेरे इतने बच्चे 100 में से 99% मेरे ये
हाँ,
इधर
yes,
चले गए, वो
yes,
चले गए.
yes,
वो comparison बिल्कुल नहीं होना है. You have to know your child well, where you want to put your child, and select the school as per your priorities.
True.
That's the beauty of education, childhood education.
Thank you so much everyone for coming in today and giving us your valuable time. It was a real fun session.
Thank you, Asta. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
I'd like to end it the way.
As a grandparent, you called me and you asked my views also. That is very
Yes,
good
definitely.
actually.
That's very
Yes,
sensitive.
yes.
Very sensitive.
No,
And
it
very
goes in
important.
generation. Your
Yes.
view is very important.
Yes,
Very
yes.
important.
Because
And
you're
in
there to
India,
guide us,
honestly,
right?
because we live in joint families, it's very important what the grandparents also think.
Yes, yes. I like that attitude. Yes, yes. It's very important because it takes a village to grow a child.
Yeah, I have read this somewhere.
Yes. It's an African proverb. It's an
takes a
African
village.
proverb. Yeah.
A school is a village, so you are a village by yourself.